This is a traditional Aztec costume. Let's see what I can say. The Aztecs used to dance for ceremonial purposes or special events. The reason we dance is just to keep our traditions alive. And then in December, we're Catholic. We're from Catholic religion. The group that I'm with, and so it's the way. It's in Mexico. A lot of if you go to Mexico City, if you go to the big Catholic church down there, you'll see that there's often Aztec dancers outside, and the reason is because we dance from the heart, and if you dance to to God or we do it as an offering, and so it's so like I said, we're just trying to keep our traditions going. And what else?
Well, you started it because of Guadalupe?
Yeah, because our Guadalupe, our celebration for Our Lady of Guadalupe.
So a lot of them are taking place or started for religious reasons. You started in your church, your local church. How many dancers you guys got? Like a bunch now.
We started out with 16, and we mainly have a lot of girls, and about 4 or 5 have dropped out because they're older people and they got pregnant. So.
It's usually harder to get the guys on one.
Yeah, most of the guys they're really shy to come out and dance and stuff. So like we realized that the girls are more into trying to keep their traditions alive, and they're not shy about it than a guy.
Before I started this project, my daughter, she's from Guatemala. We adopted her when she was 4 months old, and I always try to stay connected with her where she was from for her birth country. And I started photographing. I met Tony early on in my project, and I started just photographing his family and his friends, and almost every one of these pictures is either his father or his brother or his cousin, so he really, he trusted me, and he opened me up to a whole other world and opened my eyes, to see a lot of things I never even noticed. Was maybe right up the road from where I live, and there's like all this stuff happening, I never even noticed it before. So I thank him for this more than anything. But I don't say you really, I thought, I would learn about my daughter's culture, but I found out, Guatemalans are different than people from Mexico or people from Costa Rica or El Salvador. There are some similarities in there, but there's also a lot of differences, and that's what's so rich about the Latino culture. There's so many differences and variety, and that's why it got me kind of excited, was trying to learn all the different things. And a lot of them had the quinceañeras. Almost every culture has that. And you'll find these little shops, and they'll specialize in one thing. It's really neat. But the majority of people where we live, they're from Mexico. But if you go to Morganton, most of them are from Guatemala. And you said in Statesville, a lot of them are from...
Yeah, I realize there's a lot of Colombians down here in Statesville.
A lot of Colombians in Statesville, so they kind of live in different groups. It's really cool to notice that. Tony, you want to tell them about your costume? It's got, what are these shells called?
I don't know the English term for them, but we call them hueseras. And the reason is just to symbolize the rain. Because the Aztecs sounded the rain. The Aztecs were they're they like to observe the earth a lot. So we have this for the rain. Colors of the costumes are
like red symbolizes fire, and then like blue is for like water. Just the different elements.
different elements of the earth.
Y'all have any questions or anything for Tony? Or he performs a lot. He's got all kind of stuff. There's going on if you can catch him.
And this month we're booked up about 5 performances. We have one in CBC next Friday, and we have one on at our church. It's on next Sunday, and then after that we've got to go to there's a big, in the Hispanic community, we have big events and stuff. There's a big event in Charlotte on Sunday too, so we'll be there. And most of our performances we got around December. We do a lot of traveling. There's a whole week where we just last year we were coming 3 days in a week, 3 days, 3 times in a day for a whole week.
I think you might have blow the comic shop. I got it.
Okay.
You want to talk about it? What?
Right now our group is mostly family. My dad's the one that actually started our dance group. And he's very he's very traditional. He's a very traditional man. So now it's my dad, me, my brother, now my girlfriend and her family. So like I said, right now the group is mainly just within family. But we will have some open spots later on.
Usually every song, usually you or your dad will.
Yeah. And this is a conch shell. The Aztecs used to use it as like an instrument. Whenever there used to be a group of Aztecs outside of the city, and whenever they would see somebody approaching, they would use this as a way of communication. They would blow it to another person to let them know that something is going on, or in the ceremonies they used to blow it, to just like I said, just an announcement thing.
That's why in that picture there, that's why his dad, that's his father doing that. So can't get the sound of a photograph, maybe if it's video or something. You come find out with his brother plays is a drum for the group, and then you get the sound of their shells. It's a really neat tribal. It's real. I don't know. It's hard to describe what it sounds like to hear him play. Dance. Any questions?
I have a question. Do you have anywhere where it's like listed where you're going to be performing?
Not yet. We're actually working on. We had mentioned something about building a Facebook or MySpace page.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, right now we're starting to pick back up on practice and stuff. Like I said, mostly December and throughout almost to the beginning of spring, or at the end of May is when we start getting really booked up and stuff.
Yeah.
And, during June, August, and all that, we just just take a break from it.
Okay.
But, yeah, hopefully we'll have a page up pretty soon.
Okay.
Right now, like I said, we're working on a calendar to
There's certain things you do every year that would be, we could keep up, the big holidays.
I know there's a couple of places where we go every single year, like the Hickory International Festival.
Yeah, that's where I first saw you guys.
We go there every year.
You perform in Statesville? Have y'all performed here? No, I mean, you might not someday.
Someday. We do a lot of performances, just like, it just varies. The farthest we've went to is Moxville.
We went to Charlotte before too.
We performed in the Coliseum, at the Bojangles Coliseum. That was really neat.
Tony, he's also multi-talented. He's an artist. He does airbrushing, and he does tattoos, and he's a dance teacher. He teaches all kinds of different types of dances. So he's a photographer and artist. So he's multi-talented. I love just seeing like that next generation carry on these, to the young people picking this stuff up, because I used to photograph a lot of mountain people or just people, farmers. When I was little, I grew up on a farm, and I see this now that people don't live like that anymore. People abandon, they don't can their own food or make their own clothes or quilt. And I just started looking for stuff, and I'm great to see through somebody young like Tony that's keeping this stuff for the kids to learn. And
And the same thing's happening in the Hispanic community here.
Yes.
A lot of our Hispanics they come over here and they start using our traditions and stuff. But like I said, really, I don't think there's that many other groups out there that track their roots way back to the Aztec time. And a lot of our kids now are just growing up not knowing about their traditions and stuff. And you see on the other room, he took a photograph of my little nephew, and he was 3 when we started getting into the Aztec stuff, and we started teaching him. And she has her niece that she's what, 3 years old too? She's going to be 3 years old. She's starting to grab interest in what we're doing, but I think the only reason is because they see what we're doing. So, but if we wouldn't be doing this, they wouldn't really be that interested in it because, like I said, they're not seeing it. But, so, like I said, it's very important for us to keep our traditions alive.
I think we need to just not forget who we are, where we came from, and we're known as a great melting pot, but sometimes that can be a bad thing. If we're all melded together and we all look the same and act the same and eat the same food and dance the same everything, I think we lose a lot as a culture. So I love building. I learned so much because, like I said, I didn't even know any of this stuff happened around where I live, and I had so many people think I went around the world taking pictures. Like, did you go to Mexico and all these places? I'm like, no, I took them all within like 5 minutes from here, 2 miles from here. Every single one of these pictures were taken. So I wanted to photograph. Instead of traveling somewhere, you can visit your own town and go find stuff you've never seen or never knew about. And so they were so accepting of me. I think maybe partially because of Tony, or maybe it is trusting me. I wasn't there to do anything bad, or I had no bad, I try not to be judgmental of the people and just be very open-minded. And it was a great experience for me as a person to be able to see all this stuff. My favorite moments is Tony invited me over for breakfast one morning on a Sunday, and we ate traditional Mexican breakfast, and I brought the family together, and that was something. How often do we ever do something like that, where anybody that we, ever get together even as a family anymore and do stuff together like that? So that was really special for me to do that. And to be able to see her sweet 15 to her Kinsey, to be there and saw that was amazing, because no party like you're going to, I stayed for like 8 hours of it, it went on for another 8 or 10, I don't know. But that was just an incredible moment to be able to see something like that and to be a part of it. Anybody else have any questions or anything? Or?
I wanted to ask about the feathers. I noticed there's some peacock feathers up there. Can you tell me about the other feathers?
These other feathers are pheasant feathers, and back then, of course, they didn't have like now the new technology. You can actually get them dyed in different colors and stuff. But the Aztecs, with their headpiece, it symbolized the more feathers you had, the better, the prettiest feathers you had. It symbolized their ranks in society. So that's what it symbolizes. But like now today, we just it's the Aztecs. We're just trying to like I said right now, like my thing. I just put red feathers and red and brown, just kind of coordinate with the costume. But like I said back then, the more feathers you had, the higher rank you had in society.
You said the other feathers, these are a lot more expensive than the peacock feathers.
The pheasant feathers are like, the cheapest you could get them for like $10 a piece. There's a lot of money goes into the actual costume. If you break it down, probably about $400, $500 into the costume.
Anybody else got any questions or anything? We'll be here for another hour or so if you got any questions. Won't make Tony dance by himself.